Are you ready for a jaw-dropping revelation? Israel is currently facing a spine-chilling prophecy straight out of the end times. Imagine the ancient prophecies unfolding before our very eyes in modern-day Israel. It's like watching a blockbuster movie come to life. So let's dive into this video today to uncover the shocking truth behind Israel's terrifying end times prophecy. The land of Israel holds significant importance in the history, culture, and religion of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Various civilizations, including the Assyrians, Babylonians, ancient Israelites, and Canaanites, have influenced it, making it a cradle for civilizations and traditions. Around 1000 BC, the Israelite tribes united under King Saul, followed by King David and King Solomon during the United Monarchy period. King Solomon built the first temple on the Temple Mount, symbolizing God's promise to the Jewish people. However, the kingdom split, and the Assyrians captured the northern kingdom of Israel in 722 BC. The Babylonians later conquered the southern kingdom of Judah in 586 BC, destroying the first temple. When the Persians defeated the Babylonians, Cyrus the Great allowed Jewish exiles to return and rebuild their temple, marking the Second Temple period. In the 1st century CE, Christianity emerged in the region with Jesus of Nazareth. Unfortunately, in 70 CE, the Romans destroyed the Second Temple during the Jewish-Roman War. These events deeply influenced the Jewish people's cultural, religious, and historical identity, shaping the world at large. In the 1920s and 1930s, many Jews immigrated to Palestine to escape anti-Semitism in Europe, known as Aliyah. This immigration changed the demographic landscape, with Jews establishing agricultural settlements like kibbutzim and moshavim. However, tensions arose between Jewish and Arab communities due to conflicting goals in the region, leading to violent clashes. The devotion of Israelites. The Israelites were known for their deep devotion to a single God, expressed not through grand buildings but through worship. Their beliefs are recorded in the Hebrew Bible, especially the Torah, which tells the story of Abraham's call to journey to Canaan, the promised land. Abraham passed on this divine plan to his son Isaac, and then to Jacob, who was renamed Israel, giving rise to the tribes of Israel. After centuries of servitude in Egypt, the Israelites were liberated under the leadership of Moses and guided by him to conquer Canaan, led by Joshua. The Bible vividly describes conflicts with neighboring peoples, particularly highlighting the challenges posed by the Philistines. King David, a prominent figure, conquered Jerusalem and made it the capital of Israel. His son, King Solomon, built the first holy temple in Jerusalem to house the Ark of the Covenant. However, after Solomon's death in 931 BC, the monarchy split into two kingdoms, Israel and Judah. This division marked a significant turning point for the Israelites, leading to distinct developments in the histories of these two kingdoms. History. After World War II, Jewish people were scattered around the world. But in 1948, David Ben-Gurion declared Israel as a country. This fulfilled biblical prophecies from books like Ezekiel, Jeremiah, and Isaiah, which spoke about Israel's return. Ezekiel 36:24 says, "I will bring you back to your land," meaning God would bring the Jewish people back to their own land. Jeremiah's chapter 30 also talks about God promising the people they would return to their ancestors' land. These prophecies were about bringing the Jewish people back to the land God promised them. Israel today is proof that these prophecies came true. In ancient books, the land promised to the Jewish people is now their home, showing that God keeps his promises. Even though Israel's weather can be harsh, and the land wasn't initially fertile, it now produces many crops. This fulfills another promise from Zechariah 8:12, which said the land would produce crops and receive dew from the sky. These promises from ancient writings aren't just stories from the past, they're still happening today. In Zechariah 12, it said that Jerusalem will become strong, almost unmovable, even when nations oppose it. This shows the enduring significance of these prophecies in modern times. What is Israel now? When we observe Israel today, we witness the remarkable fulfillment of ancient predictions. The land promised to the Jewish people in biblical times is now their home, a testament to the enduring nature of God's promises. The return of the Jewish people to their homeland serves as tangible evidence of the fulfillment of these age-old prophecies. However, the story doesn't end there. Despite facing challenging weather conditions characterized by intense heat and aridity, the land of Israel has become remarkably fertile. Despite its initial barrenness, Israel now yields abundant crops, surpassing even regions with more favorable agricultural conditions, such as Russia. This agricultural success is attributed to the faith of the people in the promises of the Bible, particularly Zechariah chapter 8, verse 12, which speaks of God's provision of bountiful harvests and dew from the heavens, even in adverse circumstances. It is truly remarkable to witness the realization of these ancient predictions in the modern world. One such prediction, articulated by the prophet Zechariah, holds particular relevance to current political events in the Middle East. In Zechariah chapter 12, a significant prophecy unfolds, envisioning Jerusalem as a powerful entity that instills fear in surrounding nations. Despite facing siege and opposition, Jerusalem is portrayed as an immovable rock, impervious to attempts to dislodge it. This prophecy underscores Jerusalem's enduring strength and resilience, symbolizing its unwavering significance in the face of adversity. The fulfillment of these ancient prophecies serves as a powerful reminder of the divine faithfulness and the enduring relevance of biblical teachings. They offer profound insights into Israel's historical, cultural, and spiritual significance, shaping our understanding of contemporary events and affirming the enduring bond between God and His chosen people. The anticipation of the Third Temple. The prospect of constructing the Third Temple holds profound significance for many people, particularly Orthodox Jews, who view it as more than just a physical structure. It is revered as a symbol of holiness and a sacred place for worship, surpassing the significance of the ancient temples that no longer exist. Despite not being built yet, anticipation for the Third Temple continues to grow among Orthodox Jews, who see it as a pivotal aspect of their faith. Since 1987, the Temple movement has been diligently preparing for the construction of the Third Temple. Even in an increasingly secular society, Orthodox Jews remain deeply committed to this endeavor. They have reinstated the Sanhedrin, a religious committee responsible for overseeing the temple's regulations, and are dedicated to rebuilding the temple according to their religious standards. For Orthodox Jews, the reconstruction of the temple is not merely a construction project. It is believed to have transformative effects on the world. They perceive the return of Israel to its promised land and the rebuilding of the Third Temple as the fulfillment of biblical prophecies foretold by prophets like Ezekiel and Isaiah. The prophets Ezekiel and Isaiah emphasize God's promise to bring His people back to their land and to establish His sanctuary among them forever. In Ezekiel 37:28, God declares, "Then the nations will know that I, the Lord, make Israel holy when my sanctuary is among them forever." This reveals that God's intention was always to reunite the Jewish people with their land under His terms, fulfilling prophecies from every direction. Isaiah 43:5-6 further reinforces this promise, as God commands, "I will say to the north, give them up, and to the south, do not hold them back. Bring my sons from afar and my daughters from the ends of the earth." This indicates that God's plan includes gathering His scattered people from all corners of the earth. Some may question the need to build the Third Temple when Yeshua, Jesus, serves in the true tabernacle in heaven. However, the significance of the Holy Temple extends beyond its physical structure. It serves as a home for the divine presence of God. Exodus 25:8 illustrates this concept as God instructs, "Let them construct a sanctuary for me, that I may dwell among them." Ezekiel the prophet witnessed the divine presence leaving the temple but also glimpsed the future, rebuilding an eternal dwelling place for God in Jerusalem. He declares, "This is the place of my throne and the place for the soles of my feet. This is where I will live among the Israelites forever." This prophecy underscores the eternal bond between God and His people, symbolized by the establishment of his sanctuary among them. The medieval Jewish philosopher Rambam emphasized that the significance of the Third Temple extends beyond a mere historical reconstruction. It serves as a powerful symbol of God's eternal presence among his people. According to Rambam, the construction of the Third Temple is not solely an act of revisiting the past. Rather, it serves as a tangible demonstration of God's enduring presence with his people throughout all time. In essence, building the Third Temple signifies that God is always with his people, both in the past and into the future. With this reconstruction, something mysterious was also found. A fascinating discovery was recently made beneath the Al-Aqsa Mosque on the Temple Mount, a site of great significance to Muslims, who attribute its construction to the revered figure Abraham in ancient times. Surprisingly, beneath the mosque, researchers unearthed a unique location where Jewish people once performed rituals for spiritual purification. This discovery is significant as it underscores the religious and cultural significance of the site to various faiths. Robert Hamilton, a researcher specializing in ancient artifacts, made this discovery following an earthquake that damaged the mosque. He uncovered a Jewish ritual bath, a mikveh, beneath the mosque's floor. This mikveh held considerable importance for Jewish people during the Second Temple period, serving as a place for spiritual purification before ascending to the sacred area of the Temple Mount. This discovery is particularly intriguing because it challenges previous beliefs regarding the site. Some scholars had doubted the existence of an ancient Jewish temple at this location. However, this finding is reshaping historical perspectives, with evidence from ancient records supporting the existence of such a temple on the Temple Mount. This discovery extends beyond mere archaeological findings. It emphasizes the profound intersection of religion and culture in this historically significant place. Arrival of red heifers. Recently, 5 special red heifers from a Texas ranch made their way to Israel, causing a stir among those who believe in a prophecy concerning the construction of the Third Temple in Jerusalem. Suppose these less-than-a-year-old heifers remain completely red and flawless. In that case, they can be used to produce ashes, a crucial component in Jewish law for purifying those who come into contact with a dead body, particularly important for future temple priests. Upon their arrival, these unique heifers underwent a quarantine period of at least 7 days in Haifa, in accordance with Israel Veterinary Authority regulations. Subsequently, they will be relocated to 2 different locations in Israel, with one eventually being open to the public. They will be cared for until they reach 3 years of age, at which point they can be sacrificed and their ashes produced in accordance with Jewish law. The organization Bone Israel, comprising Jews and Christians, played a significant role in locating and transporting these heifers to Israel. Byron Stinson, a Texas rancher affiliated with the organization, raised these special cattle. A special welcome ceremony was held for the heifers at Ben Gurion Airport, attended by officials from the Temple Institute and other dignitaries. The red heifer holds biblical significance, as its ashes were used to purify the Israelites, as mentioned in Numbers 19. Many interpret the appearance of a red heifer today as a sign of the imminent construction of the Third Temple and the return of Christ. According to rabbinical tradition, 9 red heifers were sacrificed since the time of Moses, but none after the destruction of the Second Temple. Rabbi Maimonides taught that the Messiah himself would sacrifice the 10th red heifer. The recent arrival of these 5 perfect red heifers from Texas to Israel is perceived by many as the fulfillment of prophecy and a significant step towards the construction of a new temple. The rules governing a red heifer, as outlined in the Mosaic Law, are stringent. It must be without defect or blemish and never worn a yoke, Numbers 19:2. The process of slaughtering a red heifer is detailed in Numbers 19:1-10 and involves purification from sin using the red heifer's ashes. These instructions regarding the red heifer symbolize the sacrifice of Christ for the forgiveness of sins. Like the red heifer, Jesus was without blemish. Just as the red heifer was sacrificed outside the camp, Jesus was crucified outside Jerusalem. The cleansing effect of the red heifer's ashes from death contamination parallels Christ's sacrifice, which saves us from the consequences and corruption of sin and death. Recent end-time prophecy fulfilled by the Chinese president. Chinese President Xi Jinping's recent remarks have drawn widespread attention due to their extreme language, metaphors, and biblical allusions. Of particular note is Xi's use of imagery resembling Revelation 16:12-13, which discusses the drying up of the Euphrates River and the emergence of impure spirits resembling frogs, hinting at apocalyptic scenarios. This shift in rhetoric reflects China's evolving foreign policy and military stance. While China has traditionally prioritized economic development and diplomacy, recent actions suggest a more assertive global posture. Examples include threats towards Australia, warnings regarding Taiwan, and even threats to shoot down a U.S. representative's aircraft visiting Taiwan. Xi's calls to prepare for stormy seas underscore the seriousness of anticipated challenges, sparking speculation about China's intentions. These statements coincide with directives aimed at enhancing China's national security system and capabilities. Xi emphasizes the importance of effective risk surveillance, national security education, and improved data and artificial intelligence security management. Furthermore, Xi highlights China's military strength, boasting of having the world's largest army. This has prompted interpretations and speculations about China's potential role in future conflicts. The reference to Revelation 16 has raised concerns, as this biblical passage depicts a climactic battle, drawing parallels with China's armed forces. Examining Revelation's prophetic insights, particularly Revelation 9:13-16, reveals details about a massive 200 million-strong army emerging from the east. The Apostle John's writings offer intriguing imagery of a historic battlefield involving an unprecedented number of soldiers. While cautioning against overinterpretation, these statements indicate a growing sense of urgency within China's leadership amidst complex challenges. The combination of extreme rhetoric, biblical references, and directives for national security and military readiness highlights the evolving landscape of China's foreign policy. The Rise of Antichrist. In the face of numerous challenges and uncertainties in the world today, some view these as potential signs of the arrival of the Antichrist. According to biblical teachings, this figure is expected to emerge during times of confusion and fear, offering false promises of peace and happiness. While many seek answers from governments and leaders, the Antichrist is believed to provide deceptive solutions, deceiving those who trust in human leadership. As believers, it is crucial to exercise caution and rely on the teachings of the Bible rather than placing blind trust in human leaders. Pastor Hibbs highlights the increasing instability in the world, noting that the globe is destabilizing on a scale never experienced before. Luke 21:25. Economic challenges and business closures following the COVID-19 pandemic contribute to this instability. The rise in natural disasters is also seen as a sign of the times, as mentioned by Jesus in Matthew, indicating impending difficulties. With a rise in earthquakes, famines, and incurable diseases, these events align with biblical prophecies. While believers in Jesus may be spared from experiencing these events directly, it is essential to acknowledge them and prepare spiritually for the future. Furthermore, the prevalence of wars and rumors of wars parallels Jesus' teachings in Matthew as indicators of his return. With conflicts and tensions across the globe, there is widespread unrest and violence, potentially creating fertile ground for the Antichrist's appearance. The Bible cautions against falling for empty promises from individuals seeking power during times of war. Pastor Hibbs also addresses Israel's geopolitical challenges, suggesting the possibility of a full-scale war in the near future. He emphasizes the importance of peace, which aligns with biblical narratives indicating that the Antichrist may pose as a peacemaker during such times. Despite the turmoil in the world, believers are encouraged to cling to the teachings of the Bible and remain vigilant. Finding solace and security in faith is paramount, even amidst the potential emergence of the Antichrist. Pastor Hibbs asserts that the arrival of the lawless one is not merely a tale, but a reality foretold in the Bible. Therefore, believers are urged to trust in the Scriptures and prepare for what lies ahead. Battle of Armageddon. The term Armageddon holds a significant historical and biblical significance, symbolizing the setting for a final battle between opposing forces striving for global dominance. Armageddon has been associated with notable conflicts from ancient times to World War I. According to biblical prophecy, Armageddon will serve as the battleground for a decisive clash between Eastern and Western powers, particularly those from Eurasia. In the biblical narrative, the kings of the East, often interpreted as representing modern-day Russia and China, are prophesied to lead a massive army of 200 million soldiers in an assault on Europe. This cataclysmic event, foreseen to result in the loss of a third of humanity, is expected to unfold on the Eurasian continent just before the return of Jesus Christ. Another aspect of this prophecy, outlined in Daniel 11:44-43, portrays the formation of a 10-nation alliance in Central Europe. This alliance is anticipated to arise prior to the pivotal events of Armageddon, depicting a confrontation between the King of the South and the King of the North, symbolizing threats faced by the European community from southern regions. In today's world, we witness echoes of these prophecies, with tensions simmering in the Middle East and Europe grappling with challenges posed by Islamic nations. Amidst these tumultuous events, believers find solace in the promise of Jesus emerging victorious, offering hope in the midst of chaos. Revelation 19 vividly depicts future events portraying powerful forces gathering for war against a divine figure riding on horseback, setting the stage for an epic showdown. Additionally, Revelation 19:19-21 foretells the apprehension and punishment of the beast and the false prophet, signifying that despite their deception, they will ultimately face divine justice. Examining Ezekiel's prophecies in chapters 38-39, we envision a scenario where nations, including Russia and China, launch an attack on Israel. However, the scriptures assure believers that God will intervene and emerge victorious, demonstrating his supreme power over those who instigate conflicts. Isaiah 59:8 underscores the importance of embracing divine principles for genuine peace and strength, rather than relying solely on military prowess. So what do you think of the terrifying end-time prophecies happening in Israel? Comment below and subscribe for more.